I've lived in a car for the past year. So I just want to talk about my experience living in a vehicle for the past year. I started off in a Toyota Camry at the end of last fall, and then going into winter, to stay warm, I just used a Ozark Trail 10-degree sleeping bag that you can get from Walmart for around $40. And then I used a hot water bag that you can get from Amazon for $9.99, and I would just heat up the water with an electric thermos that I bought on Amazon for around $40. Or I would use a hot water, like a coffee machine at work, and I would just heat that water, and I would, on my last break, I would heat that, and then I would throw it in my sleeping bag, and then I would go to bed that night, and honestly, it was not terrible. Inside the sleeping bag felt great. Obviously, getting out in the morning is a different story. I also went through Winter Storm Blair, where they did shut down everything in Cincinnati for like a day and a half. So I was stuck in a hotel parking lot inside the vehicle for over a full day. But it really wasn't terrible. The car was covered in snow, and it was kind of just a nice experience, and it was really peaceful. And there was a gas station about 300 feet away that was eventually open. So yeah, it really wasn't a terrible experience. I do have 3 small children. I take them to school Monday through Friday, and then I have them Saturday and Sunday full time. So, on the weekends, we usually would just go to a hotel, or we would go to an Airbnb or a cabin. Obviously, some people would say, hey, for that amount of money you're spending, you could probably just get an apartment or buy a house, whatever. But in my opinion and in my experience, I think that I would rather pay for the experience. We get to go places, we get to travel. And if I had an apartment or a house, we'd probably be spending more time there than what we would be traveling. So that's what I enjoy doing. Moving into spring and summer, I got a newer generation Toyota RAV4. It gave us a little more space and the capabilities to camp pretty much every weekend from around May until September. So we went all over the place. We went to some islands and the Great Lakes. We just went to different campgrounds. We did some dispersed camping. We rented a space on Hip Camp. And it was really an amazing spring and summer. One of the best springs and summers that I've had in a long time. And it was great. And then moving into fall, the Toyota had a problem with the torque converter. I thought at first it was a transmission, but it was a torque converter. I didn't really have a place to live for 3 days. So my little brother let me crash at his house for 3 days. And then my dad's girlfriend helped me get to work. And then I ended up buying this Toyota Corolla 2006 for $1,000, which I was kind of worried about. But, 2,000 miles in, it hasn't given me any problems yet. The oil, I changed the oil, checked the oil daily like 3 times. It's not burning or dripping oil or leaking oil anywhere. The transmission doesn't seem to have any hard shifting or any kind of pulling or anything like that. So I'm hoping it has a lot of body rust, though. I am kind of worried about that. We're going to see. We're going to see where it goes. The plan is to roll in this until spring, maybe summer, get a older generation SUV and a rooftop tent that I could put on top, the hard shells, and then, hit spring and summer hard again next year, But, I just kind of wanted to talk about my experience living in a vehicle for the past year. Appreciate you guys stopping through. Please hit like, please subscribe, please hit the bell if you're into this kind of content. We'll have another one for you guys soon. All right, peace.